extremely important, and it's not difficult to do. If a victim comes into the station, you just take her aside into a room, ask her would she like to drink some water, would she like some tea. With a small child, just maybe get some toffees for her, something as we do. We take toffees, we take chips and things like that, offer to the small children, and just start from that. And as we do with small, do not go into questioning straight away. Ask any question, keep a smile, say beta and all these kind of terms. It's not difficult to, anybody can do it. And then, you can start questioning. Okay? Of course, the police, and now they started these help desks at all the thanas. Those women help desks, those women really need to be trained. They're just sitting over there and doing nothing at all. In fact, I wanted to call up the DCP. I will be calling up the DCP of my district and telling him, please make use of these women help desks. They're just sitting there doing nothing and they need to be trained. Because I think they've just been put over there without any training of sensitivity, because they're supposed to be dealing with women, children. Recently I went to a case in Northeast, and fortunately it was a case of eve teasing. Nothing happened to the girl. She was lucky she escaped, because somebody came over there, he made a noise. That man, the accused, they were caught. That kind of a simple case where nothing happened. The woman said, the constable, the officer of the woman said that she could have also handled that case. So, as the speaker from Jaguri was saying, women are coming, and it's true. Women are coming with all sorts of complaints. The first who they accept is the duty officer. He is totally insensitive to this whole situation of rape victims or other crimes against women. Those men sitting on that duty desk need to be sensitized with all the other sensitization, the IUs, the constables, everybody. It's not difficult to do. And, so that woman help desk needs to be activated, because at the moment, all that, I think that money is getting wasted. They're sitting over there on that desk and doing nothing at all. So now, of course, the police. So, the police is, of course, under a lot of pressure. Recently SHO told me I wouldn't give this job to my enemies also. I have to be working over 22 hours. And the IUs also, women, they need to go back to their families, to their children. So the police itself should give them support structures, to make their job easier, so that they themselves do not go through that trauma of that, working 22 hours, working day. Sometimes the female IUs are not able to go back home. The SOs are also staying over there. They're having their boxes, they're having their meals, So the support structure needs to be created for them also, so that they are able to do their job, properly, in the right way. And okay. Now, so that's about the police. And now about the doctors. The MLCs from Northeast are taken to this hospital called GTV, Guru Tegh Bahadur Hospital. It doesn't require rocket science to keep a hospital clean, but it is a nightmare, that hospital. It is so dirty. The moment you enter, it is so bad. Does it really require some special, training to keep a hospital clean? Why can't they just do it? The MS, all the government people, they're getting great salary. Why can't they just keep a hospital clean? What's so difficult about that? Then this victim, the MLC, the medical legal examination, is done by the gynecology department. Now the victim goes over there. There is these rooms which is overcrowded, full of people, and she's sitting over there. There is no separate room. Now they're trying to make an attempt to, maybe create separate rooms and all that. She's sitting over there with everybody, waiting for hours and hours and hours, for her MLC to be done. Why can't it be that there can be one doctor, a senior resident is better, because, a junior resident can get transferred anywhere. So a senior resident comes, and does the MLC so that she can go and then depose in court. She does the MLC. Why can't one doctor be kept for that? There is not that so many cases are coming every day from Northeast. And then, a room where she can sit comfortably, where she feels relaxed, comfortable, and also the doctors, they are also totally insensitive. In a sensitive way, you ask the victim what happened, examine her injuries on her body and things like that. Make a full report, make a legible report. Each and every, there hardly any MLCs you cannot understand what the doctor is written. So make. You talk. It doesn't require any kind of great training to be sensitive. When you're on this work, you have to be sensitive. It's one of the requirements. So, talk to her. The doctor needs to talk to her, which is not happening at all. Talk to her in a sensitive way. Note down all the injuries. Note down, marks, etc., things like that. And as Renuji said, the IU, that pressure is also on the IU. When her MLC is done, then the clothes maybe they're dirty and things like that. The IU goes to the market and gets clothes. So, yes, wonderful, new laws have come up, new sections have come up to the law, but what is happening on the ground reality really needs to be changed. And that message needs to go to people who are there to, implement the change. And it is not difficult. It is not difficult at all. And so basically, and also, of course, now, there's a law, the POSCO Act is there, which talks about different kinds of abuse, not only rape. Earlier the law was only penetration. Now the POSCO Act talks about, fingering, showing blue films, feeding up a girl, a child, a woman, and also the criminal amendment which the government has passed, which is now going to be presented in Parliament, also, talks about other sections like throwing acid, stalking, voyeurism, sending obscene SMS, which is very good. It's great that all these sections have been covered because these are all crimes which women are facing. So, luckily, those things have come up. And one last thing I want to say is that, Gautam Buddha and many other religions, Gautam Buddha in particular, talked about compassion and kindness, and that is what we all need to do when we are dealing with people in our jobs, all the agencies. Not difficult to exhibit compassion and kindness. Thank you.
Good evening. In Crisis Intervention Center in the Northwest District, all the 14 police stations are under with us for the Northwest District. और इसी Northwest District में ही हमारा Crisis Intervention Center है, जिसमें हम ही एनजीओ लोगों को, हमारे काउंसलर्स को बुलाया जाता है. रेप क्राइसिस सेल में जैसे रेणु चोपड़ा जी ने सारा क्लियर किया और पूरा डिटेल में बताया क्या फंक्शंस हैं हमारे रेप क्राइसिस सेल के, और उसी के सेकंड स्टेप हमारा क्राइसिस इंटरवेंशन सेंटर का शुरू हो जाता है. जैसे ही कॉल आती है, 100 नंबर की कॉल है या हेल्पलाइन कॉल्स हैं, उसका राइट नाउ हमारा पार्ट स्टार्ट हो जाता है. और हमारे यहाँ से काउंसलर्स जाती हैं. काउंसलर्स का रोल भी रेणु जी ने बहुत अच्छे से बताया कि किस तरह से काउंसलर्स को विक्टिम्स के साथ डील करना है, किस तरह से काउंसलर्स को विक्टिम के साथ उसके जो उसके साथ ट्रॉमा हुआ है, उसके साथ जो ट्रेजेडी हुई है, सबसे पहले हमें उसको थोड़ा सा प्रोत्साहन देना है कि यू हैव नॉट डन अ क्राइम. क्योंकि हम ज्यादातर जाते हैं पुलिस स्टेशन में तो विक्टिम इस तरह से बैठी होती है जैसे उसने कोई क्राइम किया है. ज्यादातर उनका यही महसूस करना होता है कि दे आर द क्रिमिनल, उन्होंने शायद वो कुछ क्राइम करके आए हैं. सबसे पहली ड्यूटी हमारी ये बनती है कि हम एज अ काउंसलर हम उन्हें जाकर के बहुत उनका वो करते हैं कि ऐसा नहीं है, तुम्हारे से कोई गलती नहीं हुई है, तुम लोगों को उन्हें सजा दिलानी है. आधे से ज्यादा लोग तो सजा दिलवाना ही नहीं चाहते हैं. उनको ये लगता है कि हम आगे नहीं जाना चाहते. हमें उनको पहले ही पुलिस ने इतना डरा दिया होता है कि आपको कोर्ट के चक्कर काटने पड़ेंगे, आपको ये करना होगा, आपको बहुत बार बार बुलाएंगे, आपको बार बार तंग करेंगे. तो विक्टिम पहले ही थोड़ा सा उसको लगता है कि भी मुझे ये केस नहीं करवाना, वापस नहीं लेना. काउंसलिंग करने के बाद उसको इस चीज के लिए तैयार किया जाता है कि आपको सजा दिलवानी है और आपको इस केस के लिए लड़ना है. तब जाके वो इस चीज के लिए प्रिपेयर होता है. अब सबसे पहला हमें यह है कि हम इस केस में हमारे पास 2 तरह के केसेस आते हैं, तो माइनर और एक मेजर. माइनर में एज ग्रुप है बिलो 18, जिसमें हमें चाइल्ड वेलफेयर कमेटी को केस को पेश करने के लिए बोला जाता है। जैसे भी हम देखते हैं 2 साल का बच्चा है, 3 साल का बच्चा है, बिलो 18 ईयर्स में हमारा ये सबसे पहला कर्तव्य बन जाता है कि हम उसी थाने में, उसी पुलिस स्टेशन में हम लोग उनको रेफर करें कि आप प्लीज इसे चाइल्ड वेलफेयर कमेटी में जरूर पेश कीजिए। और काफी सारे केसेस में आई वांट टू शेयर माय पर्सनल, मैं अपना पर्सनल शेयर करना चाहती हूँ आप सबके साथ कि ज्यादातर पुलिस में उन लोगों को यही नहीं मालूम होता कि इसमें कौन सा सेक्शन लगना है। वो आपस में इसी चीज के लिए वो करते हैं, वो उससे पूछता है, वो उससे पूछता है कि कौन सा सेक्शन लगेगा, इसमें कौन सा सेक्शन लगेगा, इसमें 353 लगेगा, इसमें 373 लगेगा, या इसमें क्या है। वो खुद ही क्लियर नहीं है इस चीज के लिए। और सबसे जो सेकंड स्टेप है हमारा मेडिकल के लिए, जब हम एमएलसी के लिए लेके जाते हैं तो उसमें ज्यादातर जो हमारे साथ हम प्रॉब्लम्स फेस करते हैं, ज्यादातर डॉक्टर जो वहां पे एक ही डॉक्टर है, एक ही गायनी डॉक्टर है, और उस गायनी डॉक्टर को या तो वो ओटी में है या कोई ऐसे क्रिटिकल केसेस देख रही है। तो जैसे आकाश जी ने बताया कि काफी सारी चेंजिंग्स की जरूरत है, बहुत ज्यादा आवश्यकता है हमारे इसमें कि पुलिस स्टेशंस की ट्रेनिंग के लिए एसएचओस को ट्रेनिंग हो, या जो भी रेप विक्टिम्स के लिए है, मेडिकल्स में डॉक्टर्स को ट्रेनिंग हो, हाउ टू ट्रीट द विक्टिम। उनका भी रवैया मतलब बहुत अच्छा नहीं होता, उनको ये लगता है कि काफी वो ड्यूटी उनके ऊपर काफी हैक्ट्रिक है, एक ही डॉक्टर है और वो पूरे उसको देख रहा है। जितने भी एमएलसी के केसेस आ रहे हैं वो एक ही डॉक्टर देख रहा है, उसके पास ओटी का भी प्रेशर है, उसके ऊपर दूसरे केसेस का भी प्रेशर है। तो देयर शुड बी सम नीड टू इम्प्रूव इन द हॉस्पिटल्स एंड पुलिस स्टेशंस एटसेट्रा।
Friends, let me compliment Consulate Maitri and Human Rights Law Network for this program. Very timely, very important, very intense. I can see very interesting people are participating. Out of it, I heard Ananta Shana is still sitting there. I was looking for you, okay? And then Suman Nalla was there, and on the subject, she probably told what was very important for me, because this particular subject, the Rape Crisis Intervention Center, as you know, that it started with me only, and then it started for some reason in those times. I'm talking about 1999, not similar, because it was too big an affair now which happened in the month of December. Nothing like that had happened in the city of Delhi, which I have witnessed and participated, and very intensely participated for 40 years now. But then it was something of the similar type at a very small scale, and in 98-99, and I happened to join Police Commissioner of Delhi, southern half of Delhi, and then lot of rapes took place, a lot of violence against women took place, and there was baying for the blood. I mean, the police were